Well, I think that up until now, what we had, were the skirmishes between the administration and Canada, Mexico, China, Europe, and then today is when the war actually began. The global trade war starts today, and I was really struck by pundits and strategists and economists and analysts all saying, well, today was going to be the day, that at least the uncertainty is going to end today. But no, the uncertainty didn't end today. All we know is that it was the official day of the trade war, the global trade war. And now we're going to go through a multi-month or multi-quarter period of the law of unintended consequences. And so we're going to be writing fresh chapters in this book on making uncertainty great again. So the global war on trade just started today. And all I can say is that, everybody talks about, the breath of fresh air, that it's a 10% baseline tariff. That's the baseline. The average tariff rate just went from 2.5% to 20%. So it's not Smoot-Hawley, but I think we can call it Smoot-Hawley light.
Yeah, so that's about almost 10x, right, David? Did any of the numbers on specific countries surprise you?
I can't say that I'm overly surprised based on all the trial balloons that were being leaked. Obviously, China and wide swaths of Asia are being spanked really hard, and then layering on extra tariffs on the EU. And I think that, people that think that Europe, which as a continent is a bigger economy than the United States is, again, it's the slippery slope we're on, because how can Europe hit back? And that's what I'm talking about, is now we're going into the stage, it's not negotiation, it's going to be retaliation. And the United States runs a massive bilateral trade surplus on services with Europe. And the U.S. is primarily a service sector driven economy. I see absolutely nothing good coming out of this at all for the world economy.
David, would it be fair to say that this is potentially the worst of possible outcomes? Because, folks we've been talking to are saying that, look, the best outcome would be, look, the president gives us just a single number, right? We've got that to work with, even though that could be subject to negotiation. Well, we got that single number, the baseline 10%, right? But in addition to that, we got the country-specific numbers as well, which are considerably higher. And then, as Eamon Javers was pointing out just a couple of moments ago from D.C., there could be industry or vertical specific numbers to come as well. So this is like multiple layers of uncertainty here.
But multiple layers of confusion, and the deal was sealed already when you think about it, by totally creating havoc in the North American auto supply chain. This is going to be significantly negative, not just for Canada and Mexico, but also for the United States. And what people don't seem to quite understand, and these numbers are big, never mind the baseline, the average tariff rate is going up to levels we haven't seen in over 5 decades, 20% from 2.5%. That is a shock on, when you think about the size of global trade flows, $33 trillion annually. It's bigger than the entire U.S. economy. And we've just turned the global supply chain, just a few years after COVID, upside down again. And so I can understand maybe the politics that are involved here, but the economics are not going to be good for anybody. You could argue the U.S., being a large closed economy, is going to be the least negatively affected. But there are no winners in a global trade war. And what people have to realize when you hear this claptrap about how consumers in the United States are not going to bear any brunt, it's all going to be in the foreign producer, I roll my eyes whenever I hear that, because it shows a zero understanding of how trade works, because it is the importing business that pays the tariff, not the exporting country.
Exactly.
And a lot of that will get transmitted into the consumer. So we're in for a bit of several months of a very significant price shock for the American household sector.